Manoj, many would also suggest, away from all the addresses that you're talking about, it's a political question that you want to address and milk, and that is an eye on the OBC votes which have gravitated towards the BJP. You want to put the Bharatiya Janata Party in a catch-22 situation where somewhere down the line you want to invoke the OBC community asking for a larger chunk, because there should ideally be a larger chunk in terms if there is a caste census, which would somewhere down the line either eliminate or alienate rather the OBC community if the government doesn't hold a caste census, and if it does hold a caste census, then alienate the upper class, which are anyway with the BJP political psephology would suggest.
I'll tell you very frankly, the day I spoke, my leaders spoke, believe me, I'm saying it on record. This is not a political issue. Any issue which involves psychological, social and political empowerment of marginalized communities, any issue which involves the broadest possible idea around deepening of democracy, it is not political. Otherwise, however, I must say that the choice of toothpaste or a shampoo is also a political issue. That who is dominating the market? We have had enough in terms of a gentleman who has been dominating several core sectors, and the government is silent about it. About 20,000 crores. So there is politics everywhere. But the fact of the matter is, this is not a political question, but if the government is adamant, is not willing to listen to the voices of approximately 85% of the population, look, then it can have a political momentum, a political traction, which can derail this fictitious idea of that BJP is invincible, BJP is unbeatable. All these fictitious ideas shall be fought on the streets.
Mr. Jha, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. I want to take these questions now to Rahul Shrivastava, National Affairs Editor of India Today, as well as Sanjay Kumar, Co-Director, Lok Niti CSDS and Psephologist. Rahul Shrivastava, what do you make? Do you see the opposition coming together? Do you see the caste census being a rallying point in the days to come as we lead up to 2024?
Pretty yes to a lot of these questions. The opposition is searching for a common narrative, not just a narrative, but a common narrative. And on this, it feels that it has a political reason that BJP seems to have walked away with a certain amount of what I call the BJP's demographic shift as far as its vote base is concerned. So yes, it has got something a template can talk about. Can it hurt the BJP? Definitely it can hurt the BJP. What the BJP over the last few years has done is the bringing together or coming together of Mandal and Kamandal, caste politics and communal and religion politics of religion, and that's where it is very. You see, caste censuses were ordered in 2011. The data was around. It has not been published. I'm neither a sociologist like Manoj Jha or somebody as learned as Sanjay ji, but the fact remains that for political parties, I think this time around compared to Mandal 1990, ground realities have changed. Why I say that ground realities have changed? Because at that time, OBCs backwards could be looked at as monoliths, as a single vote entity. Over the last 30 years, there has been a difference now. The OBCs have seen fragmentation and evolution, that those who were the first beneficiaries became the creamy layer, as you said, and there was a segment of the OBCs and BCs, backward caste, who were unhappy with them and they walked away. A social census does not bring out only a caste census, it brings out a socio-economic caste census. So that data will also show that the Yadavs may be 19% in UP, but they may be actually grabbing from the close to 35% jobs. That is not going to be very pleasing for these leaders. Also not for the Congress, because I will say that because there are in all the states, there are already existing parties which are claimant to these OBC votes. So where does the Congress benefit? But yes, it may be that in the short term, it may endear the Congress as far as opposition parties are concerned.
Sanjay, you know, the fact is, Rahul, you made the point of Mandal, Kamandal, but yes, Kamandal, other than also social justice, the back point of it all, and I hope I have the time and we can talk about it, that the real aim of it all was VP Singh getting a one-up politically on Devila. And Sanjay Kumar, I want to bring you in, where the figures are concerned. From where we stand when we look at caste and we look at all the government policies, we look at reservation to the fact of even ticket distribution politically, you're looking in terms of reference to numbers which are 90-year-old. So yes, in a utopian society, one would say you want to go casteless, but where you're making these policies, you're referring to 90-year-old data.
Yes, I think if you look at the stand of the central government, when it comes to, remember when the last cabinet expansion was done, there was a lot of noise created by the central government that this is the ministry which has X percentage of people from other backward castes. But when it comes to doing a census based on caste, just to get a sense of what is the proportion of different castes, BJP or the central government is on the back foot. They don't want to get into that because of, and they have several explanations to offer. See, any policy, whether it is with regard to any community, whether this is with regard to any issues, we talk about drinking water facility, electrification of the villages, etc. We can take any example. The policy is if you want to, the government want to make the policy, you need a baseline. And what is that baseline? You need an information about the existing information. What is the existing situation? And then you formulate policies with regard to that. So I think a caste census is needed because that will, it is not only a caste census, it will also help the government in getting information about the socio-economic status. Once you get a sense of the socio-economic status along with the numbers of people belonging to different castes, it's not only about reservation. We think that it is aimed only to provide reservation. There could be several other policies which government can initiate for the upliftment of a particular caste if there is a need. How do the government figure out whether there is a need or not? It can be done only if some exercise is done, and this is the census is the exercise, because I think some time back somebody said census is not the only way to get information about socio-economic status. Then what is the other way around? If there is another method of getting sense of socio-economic status of any people belonging to any caste community, then that should be initiated, because that's the baseline.